global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Right now Nigeria is going through a lot. It's now between the president, federal government, World Bank and our Nigerian governors. And of course, Nigeria on side watching how the economy flows. As we speak, there is hunger in the land. The World Bank have told the federal government and in particular the president and the presidency to stick to the plan of the reforms. Reforms here, they have their fears. They have the hope and the fear. And of course, Bala Mohammed is literally telling, Bala Mohammed is the chairman of the Governors Forum, PDP Governors Forum, and is telling the federal government that we are actually on thin rope. We are working on thin rope. And if we are not careful, Nigerians will leech us the elite because of the level of hunger, suffering, and hard times in the economy. And of course, the inflation is super high. And the World Bank is telling the federal government to stay to the course, not to move. Kaduso, Wale Edun, and those in the economic sector are insisting that it doesn't make any sense if they start a reform and they don't see it to the end. Now, World Bank have told us exactly what we're in for. And the timeline is between 10 to 15 years. If we can stick to the plan as scheduled and implement these very hard policies, of course, it's the biting deep in Nigeria's cost of living is now super high. If they stick to it, then we can come out of the woods, worst case scenario, 15 years. But if we stick to it very strongly, 11 years, we should be able to, get out of the woods. And now with the level of inflation going on, it's now obvious that importation is going to be very discouraging and exportation should be encouraged. Now, according to Wale Edun and Kaduso, they believe that they have what it takes, that before now they had just about $200 million US in their reserve. But with these policies, they now have $600 million US in their reserves, and they could bit by bit remove subsidies in all sectors so that there will be an interplay of market and supply that will be determined by the forces of market and supply, demand and supply. Then they're also looking at the situation where, Nigerians, they might be biting, but they will come out of the woods. But we have 11 years to go through this. Bala Mohammed is saying they have to halt it now because there could be leeching by the elite because the hunger is deep. My colleague is in the house. Now, the World Bank is telling the federal government and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his team, stick to the plan. Continue with the fiscal policies of heavy taxation and, removing subsidies on every side. Let Nigerians just somehow cope, somehow come out of the woods, minimum of 11 years or 15 years max. Then the opposition team, with the person of Bala Mohammed, speaking for governors, especially PDP, saying, we don't even have that time because there's hunger. Nigerians will leech us to the elite. What's your take?
Well, for me, I think that what is going on in the country is obviously what the external forces can do. They understand, but they are pretending as if they don't understand. If you listen to what Diop said, the World Bank guy said, he talked about the nation external position, that it has become a lot better with rising external reserves. He further noted that though the reform posed some difficulty for Nigeria, reversing them will spell doom for the country. In other words, you guys have external reserve and it means a lot to us. So however you can put pressure on the people to ensure that your external reserves are still better, we don't care. All what we need is, for us to be sure that you can still pay our debts and all of that, because your external reserve kind of is a determining factor to it.
Yes.
But they don't care about the people that makes up the country. Bala Mohammed, on his own side, is coming out to tell them the real life situation. While Wale Edun and the rest who are in the economic team are pretending to be watching the statistical board as though they don't live among Nigerians.
Maybe they don't.
The big question or the situation here, for me, just like Bala Mohammed had rightly pointed out, that we are at the verge of being lynched. And that's exactly the situation. Nigerians may be keeping quiet, But I tell you the truth, many people have been pushed to a point that whatever that becomes of democracy, they won't mind it. There is a lot of fears of possible military. Yeah, the military are cooperating with democracy and all of that. But apart from that, how about the people? I feel that at this point, the federal government should create a balance. As much as you're trying to excite, call them your paymaster or people who will always be there for you in terms of giving you loans and all of that, I think the time is now for the federal government also to make sure that the people are happy. The external people also are happy. Create a situation whereby at the end of the day, it will be a win-win situation. Because right now, based on all what the World Bank guy is saying, they are very happy and they are wishing to see Nigeria, externally go up so that they will keep on giving us loans.
And also
keep collecting their interest. Think beyond them. See, the truth is that if a lender comes to you and give you certain advice, it's not for your independency, financial independency. If a lender comes to you and begin to advise you, all what he's looking at is actually for you to be well positioned in such a way that in event of disintegration of the country, if there will ever be such a thing, we will be able to walk away with your external reserves. So that's exactly what he's looking. But he doesn't care that he doesn't know that it is the people that actually made it. You are sieving them. You have sieved them to a point that they are almost turning to shreds. And you feel that they will keep quiet. A time will come that they will say, we can't take it again. Now, talking about the issue of export, we don't even have it. Now, they will be pretending as though, okay, external guys are coming in, blah, blah, blah. Now, even if an external person comes in,
insecurity.
Insecurity is there. He's also weighing the buying ability of his product.
Can
Nigerians buy? You may have served a lot in the external reserve and all of that, and some of them, by the time they look at the statistics, oh wow, Nigeria is a good place to go. All right, let's go. By the time they come and see the situation on ground, they're like, what? This country is almost out. And look at, we've put in so much in, but that's the situation we are. And I feel that if the president doesn't wake up to his responsibility of creating a balance, because that is the most important. The people of Nigeria is more important than anybody. Create a balance. Deal with the issue of corruption. Deal with the issue of theft. Deal with the issue of insecurity. Encourage people. Let the situation in the country be enough encouragement. Look at, you're hyping virtually everything. Increment in VAT. We are told that before the end of this year, it's going to hit 10%, and then before the end of 2025, it's going to hit 15%. You are doing is as though Nigerians are, swimming in money, and you are just using those statistical words or economic indices to, make yourself happy and also make World Bank happy. Let's keep on watching.
One last question. There's something that Bala Muhammad said if you look at it properly, actually federal governments are actually tenants. They are the real landlords because communities are in states. States are the people, local government areas, communities, states are the one dealing directly with people, while the federal government deal with the subnationals, which is the state. Mm-hmm. Now, Bala Muhammad can tell you real time, real situation, what his people in Bauchi is facing. Same thing with those in Lagos, same thing with the governors all across the 35 states. Of course, minus FCT, because FCT ministers seem to be in the same page with the presidency. Now, with this, do you think the president now has a choice, judging the fact that he's actually gone too far? If he reverses, World Bank is warning him. If you reverse, you have lost it all. Bala Muhammad is telling him, guy, you have to reverse. There won't be a country you will call your own if these guys leech us so, because they're actually looking at us as those eating the money and it's not getting to them. If you're in President Bola Tinubu's position, what would you do differently?
Well, I think the ideal thing for President Bola Tinubu to do is to listen to the people.
And then halt all the policies?
And also listen.
Lose the money?
No, listen to the people and listen to the government. Create a balance. That's listen to the external forces. Create a balance.
How do you create
the Western population knows that the reform is bettering their lots. They know that they are getting better by virtue of the reforms. And they will do everything to encourage you to keep the reforms. They know that right now, Nigeria, we can really have a grip of Nigerian economy and we are romancing with it the way we want it to be. They have been able to pay all our debts. But in the situation of the Nigerian people, we are dying every day. Lose Nigeria and keep your happiness with this. For me, I feel that at this point, what Bola Ahmed Tinubu should do is create that balance and then retrospect. What are the causes of all of this? The looting is too much. Imagine small businesses here and there. Look at the cost, how the level of cost these guys will put up. Now you're about to they build roads that are not even important. Why don't you halt on some white elephant project? You understand? Halt on what elephant? Instead, just like this person had said, be more involved in production. Let there be a time when Nigeria will start exporting things. And you see that the whole thing will turn it, because before we get to a point where we start exporting even food produce and all of that, it means it's sufficient enough to meet the needs of the people before it's being exported out. So I feel that at this point you should create a balance.
All right, let's go wrap it up for one.